All right, today we're going to look at polynomial operations. So we're going to talk about addition, subtraction, and multiplication today. Okay, so let's just get right into these. If I am working through a problem and you feel like you know what I'm doing and you don't really need to watch it, I invite you to just kind of keep move ahead in the video to find a problem that you don't know how to do. I don't want you guys to waste your time watching this if you already know how to do this, because some of the things in here you're going to already know, and some are going to be a little new for you. So whatever you feel like you need to watch, please watch, and then go ahead and get working on that delta math. So the idea when you are working with polynomials, so you're going to have these big expressions, and we're going to ask you to add them, subtract them, multiply them. We're going to talk about dividing, hopefully tomorrow. Basically, the idea is you're looking for what we call like terms, okay? So like terms means that you have the same type of thing, right? So x squareds get added together, x's get added together, and then constants, numbers that don't have a variable tied to them, get added together. Okay, so addition is really straightforward. You're just going to find the like terms, the things that are the same type of thing, and add them together. So how many x squareds do we have? We have 4 of them here, and we have 3 of them here. So together we have 7x squareds. How many x's do we have? We have 7 x's, and we're losing 2 of them. So we have 5 x's there. So 7x squared plus 5x, we have negative 8 minus 5. That would be minus 13. Okay? That's literally it for adding polynomial expressions. That's all you have to do. For subtracting, I just wanted to say something. Be careful when you do this. When it says subtract this from this, what you want to do is you want to do 10x squared plus 3, and you want to subtract, but you want to make sure you put this entire orange thing in parentheses here, okay? So make sure you put that entire orange thing in parentheses. So negative 2x minus 10, and then when you subtract, make sure you distribute this negative here. So you have 10x squared plus 3 plus 2x, and then plus 10. And now we can combine like terms, okay? Let me give myself a little more room here. Okay, so what is this? This would be 10x squared plus 2x. And we're going to write all these in standard form, which means we're going to start with the highest exponent, the next highest exponent, and so on and so forth. And then 3 and 10 is 13. So this would be your final result there. Okay, let's talk about how to multiply these. So we're going to spend the rest of our time multiplying. Okay, so they might ask you to take a binomial, right? So this has 2 terms, binomial, and a trinomial, this has 3 terms, and multiply them. All you're going to do is take x and multiply it by those 3 things there. And then you're going to take 3 and multiply 3 by all 3 of those terms there. So let's do that. So x times 3x squared, that's going to be 3x cubed, right? So you're going to take the power here and the power here, which is at 1 right there, and we're going to add those together. That's what you do when you multiply variables, okay, that have the same base. Then we're going to have x times negative 5x. That's going to give us minus 5x squared. Then you're going to have x times negative 10. That's going to give us minus 10x. That's the red multiplication. My recommendation when you do this is that you stack everything that is like terms. So when we come through here now and we do 3 times 3x squared, that's going to give us 9x squared. Look for the x squareds here and stack them, okay, vertically. So we're going to say 9x squared, and then we're going to come in and we're going to say 3 times negative 5x is negative 15x. See how we're going to stack these here? Just makes your life a lot easier later. Okay, 3 times negative 10 is minus 30. Now what we're going to come do is we're going to come through and we're just going to add all this together. So we got 3x squared, cubed, plus 4x squared minus 25x minus 30. Okay, that's it. That's all you have to do on these. There are a few tricky things that I want to talk about, so I would make sure you stick around and watch, or look at the rest of the problems and see if you know how to do them all by yourself. If you do, by all means, go ahead and start working on the delta math. But if not, then you might want to stick around. Okay, let's do this. You ready? 3x times 2x squared is going to be 3 times 2 is 6. X times x squared is x cubed. 3x times 9x is 27x squared. 3x times 6 is 18. 1 times 2x squared is 2x squared. See how I'm stacking them again? 1 times 9x is 9x. Okay, can't really stack those because I didn't leave myself room, but that's all right. And then 1 times 6 is 6. Okay. Sorry, these are stacked. 3x times 6 should be 18x there. Okay, let's go ahead and add everything up now. So if we add this up, we got 6x cubed plus 29x squared plus 27x plus 6. Okay, that's it. So that's standard form. So the highest exponent, next highest exponent, next highest exponent, and then your constant term at the end. Let's look at a few more on the back here, and then we'll let you guys go ahead and get to work here. So, all right, how about this one? So this one has a trinomial multiplying a trinomial. So what you need to do on this is you're going to take this orange guy, and you're going to multiply all 3 of these. And then you're going to take the blue and multiply all 3 of these. And then you're going to take the red and multiply to all 3 of these. So you should get 9 things when everything's said and done. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we got, first we're going to have, I'll do yellow here. So 2x squared times x squared. So 2x squared times x squared is going to be x to the 4th. You should be adding the powers up there, okay? You should be adding, when you're multiplying with the same base, you're going to add the powers. All right, so that's 2x to the 4th. And then we're going to have minus 4, right? 2 times 2 is 4. And then x squared times x is x cubed. And then you're going to have 2x squared times 1. That's 2x squared. Okay, so that's the first round. That's all the yellow multiplying. Now we're going to take the blue, 5x, and we're going to multiply that. So 5x times x squared would be 5x cubed. 5x times negative 2x is going to be minus 10x squared. 5x times 1 is going to be 5x. Okay, that's all the blue. Now for the red, we're going to do 3 times everything. So that's going to be 3x squared minus 6x, and then plus 3. See how we stacked everything now? So this just makes our life way easier when we go to add everything up. So 2x to the 4th plus 1x cubed. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. We got 2, negative 10, and 3. So what is that? Negative 5. So that's going to be negative 5x squared. And then minus 1x, and then plus 3 there. Okay? So that's going to be our result. Really, there are only a couple other things I wanted to say here, and then I will let you guys get going here. So on this one, when we multiply, just be really careful. If you have a negative, make sure that everything over here gets multiplied, and this negative multiplies everything. So let's do this one. So this would be negative 3x to the 4th. And then a negative times a negative is going to give you a positive. So that's going to be plus 4x cubed. And then this one's going to be minus x squared. Okay, so negative 4x times 3x squared is going to give you negative 12x cubed. Negative 4x times negative 4x is plus 16x squared. Negative 4x times 1 would be minus 4x. This is going to be negative 1 times 3x squared, so that's minus 3x squared. Negative 1 times negative 4x is plus 4x, and negative 1 times 1 would be minus 1. Now let's go ahead and add everything up here. This will give us negative 3x to the 4th minus 8x cubed. Now let's see, 16 minus 1 minus 3 would be plus 12x squared. These cancel. Negative 4x and positive 4x is 0, so I'm not going to write anything. And then we're going to put minus 1 there. And then that's going to be our answer there. Okay? You're going to have 2 more that you're going to come across that I want to talk about real quick. So this one is x minus 1 to the 4th power. What does that actually mean? So that means you're going to take x minus 1, and it's going to get multiplied 4 times. Okay? There are a couple ways you can do this. You can multiply the red with the red, and then that would give you a result. Okay, so let me show you this. You could do that. That would be x squared minus 1x plus 1. That's after foiling, right? So x times negative 1 times x, negative 1 times negative 1. Then you could multiply that by x minus 1 times x minus 1, right? Like the blue guys that I just left alone here. Didn't touch them. This is the red part right here. And then what you could do is you could multiply, what would this be? This would be x squared minus 2x plus 1. That's the red guy. Multiplied by x minus 1 times x minus 1. Right, those are the blue guys. Haven't done anything with them yet. Here's the red guy. Then what you can do is you can multiply just these two together if you wanted to. You could do that. Here's my suggestion. When you have something raised to a very high power like this, like the fourth power, you already know that when you multiply x minus 1 with itself, this is what you get down here. Sorry, give me a sec. This is, my Apple Pen's being annoying. That's what you get, right? So why don't you do that and then do it with the blue as well? So really what we have here is we have the red, right, x squared minus 2x plus 1. So x squared minus 2x plus 1. And then if you multiply the blue, you're going to get the exact same thing, x squared minus 2x plus 1, right? It's symmetry. So we have the red times the blue now. Now, instead of having to like multiply this with this and then just keep this here and not do anything with it, we're putting both of them to work. So this will save you, I think, a little bit of time. Not a lot, but it'll make it a little faster for you. So, okay, so instead of doing this now where I'm multiplying that times that, and then I write that result out here, and then multiply that by x minus 1 here at the end, right? So this comes down and it stays alone. These guys get multiplied. They make some big monster mess here. And then we have to multiply again here. Let's not do that. Let's just say, hey, x minus 1 to the fourth power would be multiply the two red together, the two blue together. We get the exact same thing. Now you can multiply the red and the blue. So this will save you a little time, right? So x squared times x squared, that's going to be x to the fourth. X squared times minus 2x is minus 2x cubed. X squared times 1 is x squared. And, so on and so forth. So this will be negative 2x times x squared would be negative 2x cubed. Negative 2x times negative 2x would be plus 4x squared. Negative 2x times 1 would be minus 2x. Let's see, 1 times x squared is x squared. 1 times negative 2x is negative 2x. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Again, it's still a good amount of work, but it does save you a little bit of time. Okay, so this would be the final result here. That's that guy. Okay, all right, one more thing, and then I'm going to let you guys work here. So let's look at number 8. Number 8, they want you to multiply. So you have 3 binomial expressions. The one thing I wanted to say on this is you have the blue one and the red one and the green one, okay? You may, if you would like, multiply the blue and the red and leave the green alone. You could do that. You could multiply the red and the green if you wanted to and leave the blue alone. You cannot distribute the blue to the red and the green. You cannot do that, okay? So please do not multiply the blue and the red and then multiply the blue and the green and then combine them, okay? You either multiply these two first and leave the green one alone, or you multiply these two first and leave the blue one alone. Technically, if you wanted to, you could multiply the blue and the green and leave the red alone, but that seems a little weird given the way it's written. So here's what I would do. I'm just telling you what I would do. I'm going to multiply the blue and the red together. I'm going to leave the green alone. Okay, so blue and red, so we're going to have 3x times 4x. That's going to be 12x squared. 3x times 3 is 9x. Negative 1 times 4x would be minus 4x. And negative 1 times 3 would be minus 3. Okay? That is the blue and the red multiplied together. Unfortunately, we have to leave the green alone here. Okay? So let's combine like terms here when we do this. So 12x squared plus 9x minus 4x is going to give us plus 5x minus 3. And then we have x plus 1 in the green. Now you can multiply. And I would say FOIL, but it's technically not FOIL. It's distributing. It's more than FOIL. So 12x squared times x would be 12x cubed. 12x squared times 1 is 12x squared. 5x times x would be 5x squared. See how we're stacking again? 5x times 1 is 5x. Negative 3 times x would be minus 3x, and then negative 3 times 1 would be minus 3. So your final result here would be 12x cubed plus 17x squared plus 2x minus 3. And that's it. That would be your final answer. All right. Good luck.